Welcome back to Let's Talk Raw. I'm Brooklyn. This is James. Let's see how good he's gonna be. I had to come on here and talk to you guys. I have Meghan Markle issues. I know her from LA days. Knew her. Nobody knows her anymore. I'm saddened by how things have turned out. If she had stayed on the Canadian border, at least through Corona, she couldn't even wait. Like, Hollywood's gonna be there, babe. It's not going anywhere. Actually, Hollywood's more about this now because of Corona. I want to preface a few things that she said particularly. Why I'm sharing this is because her speech was about empowering women, but since moving to Los Angeles, she has fallen in line with the rest and gotten more plastic surgery than many get in 2 years. She's gotten in 3 months. I find it very interesting and hardly empowering. That reminds me, while we're staring at her glow-up pictures and awkward pictures of her and Harry, and especially the one in front of the yellow wall they're always in front of, a former casting director I worked with, she is still a casting director, she is with William Morris, my former agency. Meghan's PR or people have been calling to get her signed. No one is biting. Let's talk about that real quick. So I was with William Morris for years, and I don't know what agency she was with. But casting, my friend who's still a casting director there, been there for years, she said that the PR from Meghan has called them and nobody's touching her. Like, they don't want her as far as that's concerned. So I do have eyes and ears in LA, and she's definitely calling around trying to get representation, and she's not getting it. Please excuse the mess behind me. I have an almost toddler. He's getting into stuff. But I just wanted to, I didn't say that in the video, and that's super important for y'all to know. She does have her PR team making calls. She is doing things to try and get represented, and they don't want her. Oh, here comes the baby. Let me go. All right, you guys, keep watching. Please subscribe and let me know what you think of this video down below. You can reach me at baldlerbrooklyn@gmail.com. You can go to my TikTok, which is Brooklyn Baldler. And also you can go to my Instagram, which is rawtalk_Brooklyn with an I, not a Y. And I'll see you there. Keep watching, you guys. I let it rip in this video. I agree with people when they say she's wiped a lot of the heritage, the black heritage off her face. She's gotten a lot of plastic surgery. I'm okay with a little Botox here and there. I got an appointment in 3 weeks, okay? And thinning out her nose, all these things. She was so beautiful before, and she's still beautiful. It's just, I don't know what she's doing. Less than 3 years later, you're in Hollywood hoping to, you stripped your titles because you can't have titles and be an actress. But now no one is going to hire you unless you do a tell-all or whatever. But doing all this stuff to your face and changing your look, people don't want that. They don't want that. It freaks them out. They don't know what your angle is, what you're trying to do, trying to prove. They don't like it. When that stuff starts happening, it freaks directors and casting directors out, because they do want natural these days. HD is really real, and they want you to look real nowadays. They truly do. And I know there's still a thin epidemic, and that I think will always be there, and they're breaking through that at some level. But I do know that that's still an issue in Hollywood, and I think that will always be somewhat of an issue. It's not necessarily just the casting directors, although agents definitely have told me to gain and lose 4 different auditions or roles. She's not young or old, she's somewhere in between. There's no reason for it. I've only gotten Botox a few times. I'm not gonna go and change my whole look and then do this whole Black Lives Matter, but erase the ethnicity off my face. Like, that's sad to me. I know this has been juicy because I've been holding on to secrets for a while. I do have ears and eyes in LA. Or is it eyes and ears? Whatever. Okay, so she did this speech on empowering women. Well, I felt that that didn't really go well with her new persona and having more plastic surgery in 3 months than most have in 2 years. Have I said that yet in this video? Also, Harry looks miserable. Let me get to this. And I might lose my motivation for this.
Last month, I had a chance to speak to the 2020 class at my high school alma mater.
She didn't speak to them. They didn't even know about her speaking.
And I said that rather as a beginning, the beginning of a journey where they can now harness their work.
It's so hard to take her seriously.
All the skills that they've learned to rebuild the world around them. Now, many of you have already spent.
Okay, sorry. If she was an honorary speaker as an alumni, that would have been great. but she wasn't. She uploaded a video and lied. That's concerning. Immaculate Heart didn't know she was doing that. She did not collaborate with them. She didn't have a chance to meet with them. She did a video that some of them may or may not have watched. I was really upset by that. Now, I could talk about her extensions, but I'm wearing some myself. I get it. However, I don't have a glam team. And I even know pin back the exact length of your hair. So her hair is definitely more to here. It's like hanging from the far back. That's how you can tell. I swear this is the last time I use this image, but it's the most recent. It's a still from yesterday's video. The hair that's coming from behind her neck, that's her actual length. Now, I could be projecting because I hate having short hair and I'm used to having long hair, but that's what's going on. Also, here's when the glow up really started. Harry looks miserable. Harry looks even more miserable. The yellow wall, always the yellow wall and the filter. This is new without extensions. This is most likely what her natural hair length is, and it's fine to wear extensions. I mean, you just saw me wearing some. That the hair from back here, you see this hair? When you look at the picture, look closely, these hairs are supposed to be pinned back. She'd been duping a lot of people for a long time. Like she went on yachts. Like they did come to agencies looking for pretty girls to go on these boats and just kind of be pretty. And you'd not be able to get away. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. So I never would do that. She did. That says a lot about her character and what she was looking for. Back to the regularly scheduled program. If you've seen this video, they are glitching. Am I glitching? No. There are so many glitches and you think, I mean, I'm not glitching, and I'm not like staying in Tyler Perry's house, like who I'm sure has good Wi-Fi, okay? It just doesn't make sense. The background is just, why can't you just sit in a room? Why can't you sit on a couch and chill? Why can't, like, why is always doing the same thing? Like, she's just trying to just be just her, no distraction, no life behind her. And I don't understand that. It's like, I mean, I've done videos in front of a white wall and I felt like, God, I'm so boring. Like, I feel like there has to be stuff like life behind me. Like, yeah, I've got Let's Talk Raw because that's my thing, and my YouTube sign, but a plant. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, I'm in a room. I'm living life, right? I don't know if Tyler Perry didn't want the inside of his house shown. I don't know if they're not really staying there and that's a lie. Something isn't right with them just being in front of this yellow, whatever that is. It does look like the outside of a house because it's terrible stucco. But if they're using the filter I think they're using, which is like this angel glow, they probably have it. If they have a lighting team, you can get it put on. So my brain's not working because I don't know what the baby's doing. He's suddenly quiet. You can get certain lighting that'll give that glow off. So I don't know what's going on with that. I really wish she would show herself on a couch or a chair or just living life, being a normal person. Stop standing in front of this wall, just making it all about you. It's not even the best lighting because it's not like natural light. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. I'm just kind of going off a whim right now. I don't have any notes like I sometimes do. I wanted to come to you guys with just kind of a feeling. I don't want my 18-year-old, which I have one of those, I have one of those, her watching and thinking that this is what it means to be empowered, that it means to change yourself and to contradict everything that you say, to make commitments and break them, to hurry up and rush over the border before they close it because you got to get to Hollywood, to say you're doing this but you're really doing this, to sue a magazine when you definitely called them to, because no paparazzi does not hang around. They're not going to be on a walking path just sitting there all day waiting for you. No, it doesn't happen that way, especially in Canada. She's really weird about showing Archie. I do believe there's an Archie. I don't know how it got here. I don't want to get into that conspiracy. If you want to tell me how you think he got here below, I may or may not heart it. Whether she used surrogate or not, I mean, she made such a big deal about the belly. Why wouldn't she show her son more? I mean, the way she was about her belly, you would think she would be so proud of this beautiful boy. He definitely looks like both of them, no doubt. I mean, Meghan's eyes, Harry's face shape, Ellen saying he had puffs of red hair and that she held him. I mean, it was such a lie. It made me so angry because he obviously has black hair like his mom, but he does look like Harry for sure. But I was like, you know, it just adds on to so much more drama when people try and stick up for them, but they're lying. Hollywood is full of a lot of liars, and the biggest liars are celebrities because they are usually, when you have a lot of money, you can do a lot of strange things. When you have a lot of money and you get bored, you can do a lot of strange things, and you get used to having to lie about it or pretend or whatever it is because, you know, you have to hold up this persona or this brand, right? They're so used to lying that you never know what they're saying is real or true. Sorry, it's the truth. And my dad always told me to just be yourself. So to be honest, I used to hate the fact there was no Instagram and TikTok and things like that when my husband was playing ball and like my life was like Hollywood and fun. But my dad's like, you should be really happy none of that was around because you was a mess. So it's probably a good thing. You know, God probably saved me from all that, although you can still Google some really bad stuff. That's okay because people do change. And I would love for Meghan to change, but the problem is she's changing on the whole wrong direction. And it makes me sad for Harry. It makes me sad for the monarchy. I believe in history and I hate seeing history wiped away. I understand what's going on in America with getting rid of Confederate statues and things like that. I don't find that to be particularly part of our history. I mean, now I'd be upset if like they blew up the White House or the Capitol, things that have been there for so long. But anyway, certain statues and stuff, whatever. But I mean, the history of the world really started with the different monarchies in Europe, the Roman Empire, the French Versailles, you know, all these kingdoms, right? My point is this monarchy has stuck. And I find that to be so amazing. And so if this little girl from LA is going to come in and just rip it apart, sold Harry this lie and this dream, and, you know, she's totally disrespected the Queen by not using her as an example of strong women in her speeches recently. I find that to be so disgusting. And so for Meghan not to acknowledge her and to say she was not protected and treated wrong, sorry, my phone's going off. It's horrible. It's so disrespectful. And it's really hard for me to take somebody who I feel is a liar, who I feel I can't trust because she doesn't follow through with anything. She followed through during her pregnancy. And now she's saying she wasn't protected during the pregnancy. What? They can't control what the tabloids say. When you hold your bump and someone wants to talk about it, just let them freaking talk about it. Or stop holding your bump up. Or whatever is going on there. I don't know. Look, I've been pregnant 4 times, and I'm not going to be up on stage when she was doing that fashion show rubbing my bump. Like, that was weird. So she wants to show off the bump, but yet she doesn't want to show off the baby and the family that Harry wanted so badly. I don't know. Harry was so proud when the baby was first born and to show him to the photographer. He was so proud. And I just feel like when she doesn't allow him to share in that joy, I feel like that hurts him. I really do. And if you look back to when the baby was born and when they came out 3 days later or whatever, I know there was some mixed views on how big the baby, whatever. There's some conspiracy theories. I don't want to buy into all that because it's not important to me. What's important to me is a baby and that he's healthy and that he's being taken care of. That's what's important to me. Oh, I've got to say this. The fact that she never took the baby back to England after 4 months old, you guys, you have to realize how huge that is. Please realize how, if you are a Meghan Markle fan or not a fan, realize how huge that is because the Queen, who would never do this, I don't believe she ever would, the Queen has partial custody. Like, she has half custody of her grandchildren. He's in line to be king. It's just he's further and further back. That doesn't matter. He's still royalty. She did not bring the baby back to England after 4 months. So when Harry went to go, I guess, abdicate, or whatever you want to call it, take the royal titles away, she stopped bringing Archie to England. Or that's when we know. We don't know exactly when she stopped. She wouldn't bring Archie back First of all, I can't imagine leaving my son at such a young age to go back and forth. I just can't imagine. That's traumatic for a baby that young. I believe. That's just my belief. Everybody's different. I know people go to work, but they come home that evening, right? She was gone for like a week at a time, days at a time. I feel like that's traumatizing. I feel like she didn't take to mothering, because if so, the queen's not going to take your child away. Like, chill out. She really took some things very seriously. And one of them was her fear that her money bag was going to be taken from her. Because if the queen, who was definitely hip to what was going on, if she wanted to be nasty, she could have kept them in England by saying, you cannot take this child from England. And then she would have had to stay in England and not go do this Hollywood crap and all that. So in that regard, the queen might have done that to save her grandson's, future, because he gave up the military and all these things, which I believe England will take him back and maybe let him have some of his stuff back. I think if he comes out and says he was, pussy whipped by this girl and it was just terrible, and if he tells the truth, I wish Harry will come out with a tell-all in a couple years and be like, she sold me this lie, she told me she did this and that, and I was just so godsmacked by her because of her beauty and because of whatever, that I just believed her. I didn't know much about America or movie stardom, but she sold me this thing and I believed her. And I went to a movie set and thought they were all like that. He didn't know. He might be a prince, but he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And, actress, movie set, cool. They're filming in Toronto. She could have said, oh, we're filming in Toronto because that's just what so things are filmed in Atlanta. Things are filmed everywhere. But she's never been anything but a Budweiser commercial in Deal or No Deal in America. And she did one movie with Ashton Kutcher, but she was only in the airplane seat for like 5 minutes. Okay. That's fine, but don't sell this dream that this story, not dream, this story to Harry, which is your dream, to be a famous actress. They're still under that probationary stuff with the queen, and I just think it's wrong that she didn't mention in the video what an influence she'd been in her life. It just plain mean, right? I just want to show you me before I got to say, but you're wearing extensions. Yeah, I like extensions too. That's like fine. Just put them on right. And I don't have a glam squad. Hopefully this gets out to anybody that's interested in it. It's just sad that she didn't follow through, and I feel horrible for Harry. She was doing these things to meet these people to get up, so she's not really done anything on her own. So I'm really tired of hearing this empowerment stuff. She's always had somebody get her somewhere, and I know it's about knowing people or whatever, but it's gone too far. When she was a struggling actress like the rest of us, and really wanting the part, and her legs shaking and looking at her lines and crinkling things up. I remember because I have a thought, like, I'm very visual, so my memories come in pictures. What do I usually say, you guys? Have a great day. I love you. I'm grateful. Later, skaters.